Boredom is your true self telling you you are wasting your time. Boredom used to feel like something to avoid. If I felt bored, I reached for distraction, my phone, television, anything to fill the space, anything to make the feeling go away. I told myself boredom was normal, that everyone felt it, that it was just part of life. But the more I began to work on myself, the more I started to question that. What if boredom is not something to escape? What if it's something to listen to? Boredom is not always what it seems. We tend to think boredom means there is nothing to do, but more often, it means something deeper. It means what you are doing is not engaging you, not challenging you, not aligned with who you are or who you are becoming. It's not a lack of options, it's a lack of connection, connection to purpose, to growth, to meaning. And when that connection is missing, boredom shows up as a signal, not a problem, a signal. I had to get honest about where I was wasting my time. There were periods in my life where I felt constantly bored. But when I really looked at how I was spending my time, the truth became clear. I was doing things that did not fulfill me, staying in conversations that drained me, engaging in habits that numbed me, filling my time instead of using it intentionally, and then wondering why I felt disconnected. Boredom was not the issue, misalignment was. Distraction keeps you from the message. The easiest thing to do when boredom hits is to distract yourself. Scroll, watch, avoid, fill the silence. But distraction delays awareness. It keeps you from asking the questions that boredom is trying to bring to the surface. What am I doing that is not serving me? Where am I settling? What am I avoiding? What would actually light me up? Those questions can be uncomfortable, but they are also where growth begins. Your true self knows. There is a part of you that knows when something is not right. It knows when you are under challenged, when you are playing small, when you are choosing comfort over growth. And it communicates through feeling. Boredom is one of those feelings. It is your inner voice saying, "This is not it." Not necessarily that everything needs to change overnight, but that something is off. And that awareness is valuable. Growth requires engagement. We are not meant to just pass time. We are meant to engage with life, to learn, to create, to challenge ourselves, to evolve. When we are engaged, time feels different. It moves with us instead of against us. But engagement requires intention. It requires choosing activities, environments, and relationships that align with who you are becoming. And that takes effort. Comfort can keep you stuck. Boredom often lives in comfort zones, in routines that feel safe but no longer stretch us, in habits that are familiar but no longer fulfilling. And while comfort is not inherently bad, too much of it can lead to stagnation. Growth lives just outside that space. It requires curiosity, movement, a willingness to try something new, even when it feels uncertain. You get to choose differently. The moment you recognize boredom as a signal, you gain power because now you have a choice. You can continue to distract yourself, or you can get curious. You can explore new interests, challenge old patterns, shift how you spend your time, step into something that feels more aligned. Change does not have to be dramatic, it has to be intentional. Stop filling time, start living it. Time is one of the few things we cannot get back, and boredom, when ignored, can quietly turn into years spent in places that do not fulfill us. But when we listen to it, when we allow it to guide us instead of avoiding it can become one of the most honest indicators we have. It points us back to ourselves, back to what matters, back to the life we actually want to be living. So the next time you feel bored, pause. Instead of reaching for distraction, ask yourself what your life might be trying to tell you. Because boredom is not your enemy, it is your awareness. And your awareness is always leading you somewhere better. Slay reflection. S. See the signal. When do you most often feel bored, and what are you doing in those moments? L. Look deeper. What might that boredom be trying to tell you about your current habits or environment? A. Adjust your focus. What is one thing you could do differently that feels more engaging or aligned? Why? Your next step. What is one small change you can make today to stop passing time and start living it? Call to action. Join the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. When was the last time boredom revealed something important to you? Share your story in the comments. Let's cheer each other on. And if you know someone who might be stuck in a cycle of distraction, send this to them. Sometimes all we need is a nudge. I'm Carrie Genzel, reading a blog from stateofslay.com. Slay on.